The Vanishing Book of Telegraph Avenue, a mystery that begins at the Dozing Cat Bookstore. Mary pressed her palm against the cool glass door of the Dozing Cat Bookstore on Telegraph Avenue, inhaling a momentary whiff of nostalgia as the bell above the door jingled. She had only moved to Berkeley a year ago to begin her master's in computer science at UC Berkeley, but Dozing Cat already felt like a second home. The store was one of those slightly cramped, perpetually dusty places that seemed to exist in a comforting twilight of time, ignoring whatever year pressed upon it from the outside world. She was in a rush, as always. Her next class began in less than half an hour, and it was a fair walk across campus. Yet the store had called to her. Something about the playful, hand-lettered sign reading, "Today's Curiosities," beneath the store's ancient cat logo, drew her inside. A gentle hush fell as the heavy wooden door closed behind her. The interior was dimly lit with mismatched lamps, each sporting a unique shade. On the left was a round table featuring local poetry chapbooks and pamphlets. On the right were narrow aisles stuffed to the brim with used novels, second-hand textbooks, and rare collector's items. The Dozing Cat, named for the bookstore's resident cat, who was often actually asleep on the counter, seemed to promise that if you took your time and looked closely, you might stumble upon something magical. Mary glanced around to see if Mr. Rivkin, the silver-bearded proprietor, was at the counter. He was usually perched there, reading thick tomes of obscure literature. But the counter was empty. She might have considered leaving right away because she really was short on time, but something across the store caught her eye. There, propped on a small wooden easel, was a book with an illustrated cover that almost seemed to glow in the store's dimness. Unlike most books in the Dozing Cat, its design was strikingly modern, reminiscent of anime or manga art. On the cover, two figures, one a boy, one a girl, walked side by side down a narrow street in Kyoto, Japan. The boy carried a small bag, the girl clutched a closed parasol, and the street around them was framed by cherry blossom petals drifting on the breeze. Mary's heart quickened the moment she saw it. The pastel hues, the warm light reflected in the characters' eyes, the delicate line work on the architecture, every detail enchanted her. It was as if the cover was whispering, "Pick me up, come closer." She stepped over gingerly, as though afraid any sudden movement might break the spell. The book had no dust jacket, and the title was embossed in silver letters on the spine, though in a language she couldn't immediately identify. Perhaps it was Burmese script or stylized Japanese, she wasn't sure. She eased the book from the easel, and the cover artwork felt smooth beneath her fingertips.